The city of New Orleans and all of us here at WWL Louisiana endured a great loss with the passing of Eric Paulsen. He was a legend not just in the newsroom, but in the community and in his personal life. The city mourned alongside Eric's friends, family, and all of us here. In this week's Top Stories, we look back at all of you who remembered and honored Eric with stories of how he touched each and every one of us.
And it is so loud. They are playing their hearts out for Eric Paulsen tonight. Yes. You can see our WWL morning news anchors walking on Rampart Street as we make the turn here. Yes. Right in front of the WWL TV studios, where Eric called basically home for 4 decades.
Yes, right now you're looking at the Roots of Music Crusaders. This is one of the organizations that Eric Paulsen supported. We have all supported the Roots of Music right now. It's really interesting because we're getting our own parade for Eric Paulsen, and I know that he is smiling down. This is the way to remember him. He asked, in lieu of donations, to support this organization, the Roots of Music, and also to support the Ella Project as well.
Yeah, absolutely. These are two causes that are near and dear to Eric's heart, and his family has asked for any donations to be made to them in lieu of donating any flowers or anything for his services. Now, those are going to be private, but this is the very public celebration, and you can hear it is loud. These kids are proud, and they are looking phenomenal tonight. A very fitting tribute to a man who held this cause so dear to his heart.
Right, I know that Eric loved these kids. He always loved supporting music and the culture of the New Orleans area. I will tell you, being in Treme is a fitting way to start this parade. Because it is the root of America's music, where jazz was born, where America's culture is born and bred from. So of course, we have to start the second line in Treme and take it to where, of course, he stayed for 40 years. Giving you a look right now. Look at all the people down there. Katie, this feels like Mardi Gras. Eric would love it.
It really does. He would absolutely love it. You know, he's been a fixture for our Mardi Gras coverage for so many years. I don't know what it's going to be like without him this year.
No, I don't know what it's going to be like without him. And always, as Sheba mentioned, Eric loved to put on a wig.
He did.
He loved to put on a wig, and he loved to have a really good time.
He certainly did. And he loved music, man. He loved it.
All right, if you're just joining us, you're getting a live look right now on North Rampart. This is in front of the WWL studios. The Roots of Music Crusaders are down here, an organization that Eric Paulsen supported, and they're performing in tribute to Eric. And this is only just the beginning of the second line parade to honor our own Eric Paulsen, and it is such a fitting tribute. They have so many people that are here having a good time. Good to see all of y'all. They have so many people that have been coming here. So many people that have come here so that we can really get a sense of love. And I think that we're about to do a performance. If I'm not mistaken, Katie, I think they're going to perform for Eric.
I think they are. They do have a special performance planned. I'm sure they're stopping for a little photo op, which I know is going to mean so much to Eric's wife, Bethany, and his 2 sons and his daughter, John and Emmett.
Right.
It's just such a fitting tribute. It's going to be so wonderful to see people stopping and saying a few words about what Eric meant to them. And we've been hearing such amazing things from literally around the country.
Good-spirited person. Every time I saw him, he was always the same. Hey, rest in peace, Eric. You was a great journalist. R.I.P., baby. We love you for life.
So many of you came out to show your love for our dear friend Eric yesterday at the WWL Louisiana. And, you know, it was a great turnout with a lot of energy. Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah, filled Rampart Street.
And we want to thank, of course, all of you for making that second line so special.
Yes, indeed. The ceremony, hosted by the 6th Ward Steppers, capped off with a musical tribute. You saw that big wide shot from the drone outside our studios here on North Rampart Street. I'm Winston Reed, live this morning, where things are much quieter, but, you know, I'm sure you can still feel the spirit out there, Winston.
It's a completely different scene this morning. You just got cars flowing through traffic, you know, on their morning commutes. But last night, I mean, it was a tremendous turnout, and I just want to give you a look at look at what last night really looked like. It was magical. I just love that music. It just gets you going, it gets your energy moving, gets your body flowing. It was a great time. It was my first second line, and it was a great way to really really celebrate the life of Eric. He was a dear friend of ours, a great journalist, and so many people had so many things to say, talking about the impact that he's had on so many lives.
Oh, right here for Eric Paulsen, baby! Rest in peace! 6 more, tremendous send-off, let's go!
You made the sun come up, even when it was pouring down raining. We gonna miss you always and forever.
It was a great show put on by the 6th Ward Steppers and the Roots of Music Marching Crusaders, a group that Eric truly cherished. And we want to thank everyone who showed up last night in support of our friend Eric. Reporting live, Winston Reed, WWL Louisiana.
Tonight, we continue to remember our friend and colleague, Eric Paulsen.
Eric's love for music ran deep, and it was a chance meeting with Juvenile that sparked a unique friendship between the two.
Our Whitney Miller sat down with the rapper. Take a look.
All it took
We have a genuine star.
was a brief introduction.
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me today.
And a simple request.
Before we leave, can we back that thing up?
You can back it up.
To solidify an unlikely friendship.
Back that thing up. Back that thing up. You kind of like locked in and we clack, and we've been kind of cool since then. We've been kicking it. It's kind of crazy.
Juvenile says it's crazy because the award-winning rapper grew up watching Eric on the news.
My birth certificate says 728 Market Street.
And it was in that same neighborhood that Juvie would tell our Eric Paulsen his life story.
Gotta give it to me, huh? Juvenile is the mother.
Most people know Juvenile for his music.
Girl, you look good, want to back that thing up. You a big fine woman, want to back that thing up.
But there's a lot more to this man than that.
A lot of people that watched it say, man, it brought them to tears because they didn't know that story about me. Some of the questions that he asks are questions that a lot of people that interview me don't get to touch.
He says being so comfortable with Eric made it easy to answer those questions.
So when you're on stage, you're Juvenile. When you're in business, you're Terrius Gray.
I'm Terrius Gray. You know, Eric, everything wasn't perfect for him. He stuck to what he knew, and it all turned out to be, such a great person.
A great person who Juvie says knew how to cut up on stage. Last Jazz Fest, Paulsen earned a new nickname.
Eric's new name is E-Peasy.
A nickname you've heard many times since on WWL.
E-Peasy.
That's right.
It's sticking to you, too.
When he got the news E-Peasy wasn't doing well, he texted his good friend.
Just like you felt, I didn't see that coming. I feel like he's a warrior. I looked at him as being somebody that could get through anything.
He finds solace in the memories he says he'll cherish.
He gonna be around forever.
Yeah, he probably bagging it up there right now.
In New Orleans, Whitney Miller, WWL, Louisiana.
You know, I've had the pleasure of sitting next to Eric Paulsen to anchor the news for a year now, but that seems really like no time at all when you consider the long list of incredible anchors who preceded me.
Yeah, I've got to sit next to him a few times filling in. It's always been a joyous experience. But for nearly 25 years, Sally Ann Roberts sat right here next to Eric Paulsen, delivering the news to New Orleanians like only they could, with a laugh and a whole lot of fun.
So we sat down with Sally Ann to talk about her friend and the many memories that they shared.
You've made Channel 4's Eyewitness News.
Good morning. Welcome to the Eyewitness Morning News.
The most watched local news.
For many years, the TV turned on, and families across the New Orleans metro area started their day.
Some people used to say, "Oh, he's picking on you, Sally Ann. He's picking on you." I said, "No, he's not. He's my brother."
Sally Ann retired from the anchor desk in 2018 after spending 40 years in the business. Over half of those on the Eyewitness Morning News beside Eric.
We've gone past co-workers to friends, past friends to family.
Eric and I started at WWL the same week in 1977, March of 1977. I had 1 day's seniority over Eric.
Sally started as a City Hall reporter and went on to anchor other newscasts before getting the call to switch to the early morning shift.
I called Eric because I wanted to make sure that this was something that he felt I was good for, and that he would welcome me. And he said, "This is the best job you're ever gonna have." He said, "Come on over." And he welcomed me. So sitting next to him was easy.
There was no shortage of good times for the morning team through the years.
My favorite would be, The Wizard of Oz. That's the funniest one.
And you can believe the tornado that blew me around.
Yeah.
And the shoe.
That must have been an EF5.
From Mardi Gras to other sibling-like fun.
Sally, is it too much?
He was dumping me good.
Oh, I'm sure he loved that. He let you do it back?
Oh my God, that's cold. Good God, do it all, Sally, come on.
Of course, he wasn't wearing a suit when I dumped it on him. But a little bit at a time, because I was trying to be nice. I thought it would be better that way.
The two so close, they even have a book together.
All of these pictures that he took.
And like a true family, Sally Ann and Eric endured tough times too.
When my first husband, Willie, died suddenly after a short bout with cancer, Eric was the first one to come through that door, tears flowing, and giving me a hug, letting me know it was going to be all right.
Emotion, Sally says, that was not just reserved for those he loved most, but a side of him he shared with the entire city during stories that were harder to report.
He wept during Hurricane Katrina when things were going bad, and he read a headline that St. Bernard Parish was gone, meaning that the whole parish had been flooded. He cried on the air.
I got to tell you on a personal note, some friends of mine were rescued in St. Bernard, so it was a good day.
Yes.
For Sally, she says that's what makes the Eyewitness Morning News, or as we call it now, the WWL Louisiana Morning News, so special.
You're getting ready to start your day, and you got a lot of things on your mind. Everyone is doing different things and facing different challenges, but you can turn on the Eyewitness Morning News as they do now with you and Brandon, and they can see, hey, it's going to be a good day.
Eric Paulsen, part of Louisiana's news leader.
Now grieving her friend, Sally says she's at peace, knowing Eric is walking with God, likely hosting a reunion.
Heaven, as Irma Thomas sings in her song, he's walking around heaven. And he is saying, howdy, 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 all day long, because so many people that went before him, he's seeing them now.
Over the years, Eric has become close friends with scores of famous musicians and world-renowned chefs. Arguably, though, the friendship we'll remember most is the one brought to us each morning for decades of Sally and Eric.
You know, you and me, We are friends forever.
Oh no, that's for sure.
And while Eric may have signed off, what their friendship gave this city will live forever.
That's the lesson that we can learn from Eric. Let us be more loving. Even those who are loving now, let's love more. Let's just see people and just want to make them feel seen and heard and loved.
Such a joy to sit down with her. Almost getting a little emotional just hearing the love she has for him. But, you know, Sally plans to air a show dedicated to Eric's life on Sunday, November 10th at 7 a.m. on WBOK, 12:30 a.m. And she'll also have that online, so you can go listen to that and hear from her own words.
Nice job on that piece. You know, for a lot of folks, even like me, I watched both of them growing up as a kid on the North Shore. And that's how I knew Eric and Sally, is these two formidable, just one force together.
Inseparable. It's just one word, Sally and an Eric.
And you can see the connection that they had with each other. It was so genuine. You wanted to be a part of them every single day. And even to this day, you can see how much they mean to each other, how much Eric meant to Sally.
Absolutely. I loved sitting there just hearing all her stories. I could have sat there for all day, I told her, but, you know, she had other things to do.
She had things to do.
It was a joy, though.